When you run the bot for the first time, you have to open the configuration file. And then under the profile sheet, you have to add your Facebook account. Now you can either fill in the account password, 2FA token, or the cookies. So this bot has two ways of logging in, either through the account password and 2FA tokens or using cookies. And then you also have to fill in the location like I did here. And then notice the profile column is blank. This is because there are no Chrome profiles assigned to these two accounts yet. So we have to first run the auto profile creation function to assign profiles to these two accounts. Next, we click on auto create profile. So now the bot is creating the required profiles. In this case, it's creating two profiles. And then it will open up each profile and enable the UiPath extension. So here it's just going into the UiPath extension page and enabling it. And then it will also import the cookies extension, which the robot needs to log in using cookies. And now it's doing the same for the second profile. So now the bot has finished running and we can take a look at the config file. And you see that the two profiles have been automatically assigned to these two accounts. So now the bot is ready to run the auto listing and auto reply. Now I will demo the auto listing feature and also show you how the bot handles some of the exceptions you might find in Facebook. As you can see, there are 6 accounts here, but only 4 accounts are set to yes in column G, meaning only these 4 accounts will be running the auto listing. And you can see that the first 2 accounts are logging in using account, password, and 2FA, and then the third and fourth accounts are logging in using the cookies. The listing sheet is where I configure all my listings. So here I have 2 listings configured, and I've provided the title, the URL of the photo that will be uploaded, the price, the description, the category. And in column F, I specify whether I want to create this listing. So here I have set both to yes. And in column G, I can specify the profiles in which I want this listing to be created. If I leave it blank, all the profiles that are set to yes will create this listing. And now we select the create listing option in the robot. The robot will log into the first account using the username and password as provided in the config file. And now the robot found out that additional verification such as the email verification is required, meaning it cannot continue. So it will throw an exception. And now the robot will proceed with the second account, also logging in using the username and password. And then here it just requires a 6-digit code from the authentication app. So we're able to do this because we have the 2FA token provided in the config file. And now the robot's using the 2FA token to generate the 6-digit code, which it will input into this field. Unfortunately, this account was also logged and requires manual verification, so the robot will throw an exception. And then now it's logging into the next account. So for this account, it's going to log in using cookies instead of the username and password. So it has logged in successfully. And for accounts that logged in for the first time, the robot is going to check whether the language and location are correct. So now it's checking that the language must be equal to English US. If not, it will go and change the language. And then now it's setting the marketplace location to be equal to that in the config file. And now it will proceed with the listing creation. So it has just published the first listing, and now it's going to create a second listing. So the second listing has been created. And now the robot will proceed with listing creation for the third account. For this account, it also uses cookies to log in. So because this so this so because this is a first time login, it will go and check the language. So because this is the first time login, it will go in and make sure the language is equal to English US. And then it will also make sure the location is equal to that in the config file. And now it will proceed with the listing creation. So the listing is already published, and now it will proceed with the second listing. And now the second listing has been published as well. So the robot has finished running, and then back in the config file, you can see for the first two accounts, the robot has automatically set column G to an error message because it was unable to log into these accounts. So the next time auto listing is run, these two accounts will be automatically skipped. Finally, I'll run the auto reply feature. So here in the profiles page, we have two accounts where run is set to yes, meaning when the auto reply runs, it will only log into these two profiles and check the inbox for any unread messages. The user sheet is where we configure the auto reply contents, such as the text and image. And in row 11, we can also configure the interval. So here we set it to 60 minutes, meaning once every 60 minutes, the robot will trigger the auto reply. So in the UI, just choose auto reply and click OK. Now the robot will log into each of the profiles. So here it's logging into the first one using cookies. And then it will navigate to the marketplace inbox to check for any unread messages. So it found two unread messages, meaning it will go into each one and reply. Here it's uploading the reply image. Because we have specified two images in the config file, so it will upload both of them as a reply. And then it will also upload a bunch of text that we specified in the config file. And then it's going to refresh the page and do the same for the second unread message. and then it's going to refresh again, and now there are no more unread messages. So it will close this profile and move on to the next one. So now it will log into the next profile. And under Marketplace inbox, it saw there are no messages, so it will just close the profile. And now it will wait 60 minutes before opening the two profiles again. And then if you click OK in this pop-up, the auto reply will stop.